morning and welcome to the new segment of New Generations. I'm Mike Stever.
And I'm Curtis Hardaway.
As funeral services were held for a Sacramento teenager who was gunned down during a neighborhood feud, neighbors said they were afraid for their own safety. 17-year-old Daryl Lee Caster was loved by many people, as Mark Hedlund tells us in this report.
A bill designed to introduce classes in ethics to California public school students was unanimously approved by a key Senate committee. State School Superintendent Bill Honig says that our society depends upon our doing a better job of teaching civic values. He also said that these classes would do such things as increase government participation among teenagers and lower the problem with discipline, crime, and vandalism in the schools. The bill came after a year-long study by a volunteer task force.
In the last of her three-part series, Catherine Kiefer will look at how some schools and some families try to make the job of teen parenting just a little easier. This morning, we will also examine what teens themselves think about growing up too fast. If you don't want to listen to your parents or other adults, please do listen to what other teens have to say.
Officials say that a fire at Lincoln High School in Stockton was arson. The fire that was set on March 3rd caused $325,000 worth of damage. There were no injuries. As Jerome Gray reports, officials are now turning to students for help. This concludes this segment of New Generations. Goodbye and have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to New Generations. I'm Cindy Hom.
And I'm Mike Stever.
Korean VCR makers may be grabbing a share of the red-hot USA market. A deal struck with Japan in the late 1970s gave them Japanese technology if they avoided selling in the United States. The deal's expiration date has passed. With more players, consumers can expect lower prices under the long-rumored tags under $200. The first two Korean electronic giants with plans to sell VCRs here to avoid the stigma of poor quality that cheap machines often carry.
A new study of 12,000 teenagers showed that those who live with one parent or a step-parent show markedly higher rates of deviant behavior. The study of teens ages 12 to 17 indicates that arrests, truancy, running away, and smoking were more likely in single-parent and step-parent families. Census Bureau statistics show that half of all American youths will find themselves in a single-parent household before they reach 18. Currently, single-parent families account for 21% of the U.S. households.
Congress is being urged to continue a program designed to reduce teenage pregnancies, but some House members think they should not try to prevent adolescent sexual activity. The Assistant Secretary of Health and Human Services said that the Reagan administration supports renewing the program for the next 3 years. Some members of Congress believe that the root causes of the pregnancy problem should be dealt with, not just the consequences of illegitimate births. Family-centered programs emphasizing the need to avoid or at least postpone premarital sex is one possible solution.
Button, button. Who's got the button? Jonathan Mumm does in his California postcard. This morning he takes us to a store that pins its hopes on the button trade.
Myself. However, I have to admit, after you've been in this store a little while, they do seem to grow on you. See what I mean? So if you'd like to wear your heart on your sleeve or your politics on your chest, wish you were here. Jonathan Mumm, News 10, Nevada City.
Going through withdrawal since the NFL closed down operations for another year? Maybe baseball doesn't pack enough spunk for you. Well, sports fans, join us for this last part in the series of the sport that is more popular than either of those two institutions. big-time wrestling.
Despite what you think of professional wrestling, it truly is a big business. The old days of opening doors to the arenas and letting the fans stream in are long gone. Now there's a well-thought-out plan of attack to reach would-be wrestling fans, and the outlandish costumes and crazy personalities of the stars are just a part of that plan.
You could be the best wrestler in the world, and if you had no personality, today you wouldn't have any value to me as a promoter.
What a change this sport has gone through. It now faces problems like oversaturation. Too much wrestling on TV may be the #1 problem in the coming years. But whatever the future brings, you can bet the promoters will be ready.
Wrestling has had a storied past. I think it has a very controversial future because we're going to achieve some tremendous successes and people aren't going to be able to figure out why. And we probably don't know either.
Bill Teagan's reporting.
I think I'll stick to baseball.
I'm with you. That's it for the news segment of New Generations. Up next is the interview segment.